Sheriff Ray Nash back here at Riviera Maya. This is the marina behind the resort that we're staying at. I hope you brought along your scuba mask and your scuba tank because we're going to start diving deep into some of these principles. And I want to start with this one that I call the golden rule of character, or maybe the golden rule of policing. Dr. George Thompson, the founder of verbal judo, was sort of the first one that ever coined that term that I was aware of. And it's all about treating people, the way you would like to be treated under similar circumstances. That's the essence of the golden rule that we have from New Testament teachings. But here's the point I want to make, and I would say this is not a universal principle, but I would say that the principle I'm about to share with you right now is true far more often than it is not true. And so it helps us to understand it as you begin to apply these principles of discernment into your day-to-day activities, whether it be law enforcement or leadership or any other profession or parenting. They apply to any type of a relationship. But here's the principle. It seems that from time to time we tend to get irritated with people. And when we look at what is it about other people that irritates us, usually it's our perception of perceived lack of character on their part. But the interesting thing about perceptions of other people's lack of character, a character flaw on the part of the other person, and how it might irritate us from time to time, if we look very, very carefully at ourselves, we might find that the very character flaw that irritates us about the other person is present in our own life, and we don't even know it because it's a blind spot. By definition, you can't see a blind spot. But I have found this to be true more often than not. Well, think about it this way. Think about the least dependable person that you can think of, whether it be on your force or somewhere that in your personal life. The least dependable person. You can't count on them for anything. They never follow through. They make commitments. They don't follow through. They're not dependable. How do they want you to be in your relationship with them? They want you to be dependable. Think about the least truthful person that if couldn't read the truth out of a book. We sometimes say you climb a tree to tell a lie when you can stand on the ground and tell the truth. How do they want you to be in your dealings with them? They want you to be truthful. Or the least punctual person. There's a character quality we don't talk about too much, punctuality. But the least punctual person, how do they want you to be? They get irritated when you're not punctual with them. And here's a really, really interesting point, particularly for those of us in law enforcement and those of us in leadership or other positions of authority, is think about the most rebellious person that you have on the force. They won't follow policy. They're always out from under authority. They're always doing things to undermine legitimate authority that's over them, and to be disobedient and rebellious in one way or another, either passively or perhaps even aggressively. But think about the least obedient person that you can think of, and what is it on the streets that will send them into orbit faster than anything else is disobedience. Disobedience to their order, if they're in a position of leadership or if they're a police officer on the street. You want to send them into orbit, the most rebellious person you can think of, most rebellious officer, they'll go right through the roof if someone fails to be instantly obedient to their authority out on the street. So the next time you find yourself getting irritated at someone because of a perceived lack of character flaw on their part, take a moment to reflect in your own life and see if that very same character flaw might be there and you don't even know it. And if you really want to do something bold, because these are blind spots, so they are hard to see. That's why God gave us spouses. They can point out the blind spots to us. If you really want to get bold with this, then ask the people under your command. If you're in leadership, ask the people under your command to do the following test. Get that list of the 49 character qualities that you can download from the Police Dynamics website, and there's some free download. Just register on the site and you get that and some other stuff on there for free. Get the 49 character qualities from Character First and give them a printed copy and say, on this sheet of paper, on this list, I want you to circle the 3 character qualities that I, as their leader, if I was doing it with my staff, I would be their supervisor. I'm giving it out to people under my command. Tell me the 3 strongest character qualities that I have. Circle those. And then also indicate on the sheet, maybe by putting a square around them or something, the 3 character qualities where I am the weakest. Now that's not to say that I am weak in those 3 character qualities, irritants necessarily. I'm sure it probably is true. That's not necessarily what they're saying. They're just saying out of the list of 49, these are the 3 that are the weakest out of the 49 that I should probably spend some time working on. Pass that around to your subordinates and then look at them and see. You may be very, very surprised that you'll see a lot of the same character flaws or character weaknesses that they've all identified in your life and you didn't even know it was there. And if you really want to get bold about this, or if you're really, really courageous, get your spouse to do the same thing. And I promise you it will be very, very enlightening. If you're strong enough, if you're a man or woman of character, strong enough to take the criticism, the constructive criticism, take it to heart, because that is exactly how you are perceived by those people that work for you or work with you and love you the most. So take a minute to do some introspection and see if some of those very irritants are not present in your own life. I think that you will find, you put your mask on, you identify the principle, look below the surface of your own heart, you will find this to be true more often than not. Sheriff Ray Nash, until next time, from Riviera Maya, Mexico.